Last time on Ass, the boys talked about Ninja Turtles. This is how the conversation went. Oh my god, as soon as I walked out of my mom's vagina, I had a comic book in my hand.
Dude, I had Ninja Turtle birthday parties.
Yeah.
Me too.
I had Ninja Turtle birthday sheet cake. I was like, first thing, let's bury me in a crypt with my toys like an Egyptian.
Oh, hell no.
She was like, no, I don't think your insurance will allow that. So,
Today we are talking about the movies.
Yes.
And since we kind of touched on the comics and their upbringing and then into the cartoons, we're going to touch on the movies, really focusing on the first three: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time. And then, focus on the other shit, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadow, and then TMNT. Yeah. Fuck those movies. I think we can all agree on that.
I'm looking right now to give us the credit. So this movie came out in 1990. It's classified as a martial arts superhero film based on the fictional superhero team of the same name.
Do you know they all came out in March? All three?
I didn't know that. No,
Yep.
I did. Here's the funny part. The movie is only starring Judith Hoag, who played April O'Neil, and Elias Koteas, who played Casey Jones. Those are the only two credits that are mentioned at the
really?
beginning. Yeah, they don't mention none of the... I noticed that, like, with people who play in costume, they don't get any credit. They did the same thing with Andy Serkis.
Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings and Kong, he never got an award for that.
I forgot that he did Kong. Actually, my brother was
They
one.
kind of treat them like those actors like mascots.
Yeah, they don't... Really. They really don't... Like, that's acting, but...
Andy Serkis deserves an Oscar. Like,
absolutely, man. Like, he also did Caesar and all the Planet of the
Apes, yep.
Like, that guy deserves an award, and it's fucked up that he doesn't get it. But anyway, so despite mixed reviews, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles became the highest grossing independent film up at that time, surpassed only by, y'all want to take a guess?
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch, yeah.
That's because I did.
There you go. The ninth highest grossing film worldwide and highest grossing film in the series until the 2014 reboot. It was followed by 3 sequels, one of which is an animation in CGI. So let's talk about the cast. The voice cast was Leonardo was Brian Tochi.
Is this the first movie or?
The first movie.
First movie, okay.
Yep. Toshi is also known for Toshiro Takashi from Revenge of the Nerds. He was in that.
Really?
Yeah. And
no shit.
And he was also Cadet and later Lieutenant Tomoko Nagata from the 3rd and 4th Police Academy films.
Yep.
And he voiced Leonardo in the first 3 live-action movies.
And he also did, I brought this up last time, he also did, I'm thinking of something, I'm thinking about the cartoon again. Never mind. Keep going.
Yeah, so he did that. He also, 61 now, lives in L.A. He's actually retired now. Corey Feldman was Donatello. We all know Corey Feldman. Mouth from The Goonies. Also one of the Frog Brothers from the Lost Boys. Yeah.
Also a potential victim of pedophilia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
What? It's true. That's like his claim to fame now.
Yeah. And the next one is...
I'm the loose cannon.
Thanks,
you guys got to keep up.
Josh Payas. He's an acting coach. He was the voice of Raphael. His only real famous role is Ralph from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He played on Sex and the City, Scream 3, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, Phone Booth. That's just a couple movies here. He was in Joker. That was his latest claim. He played Hoyt Vaughn. I don't know who that is, but he was in Joker.
It's not that older bald guy that got jacked up by the Joker, was it?
The fat older bald guy?
Yeah,
no, that wasn't.
I
don't think that was him. No, because he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was also in True Detective, but I think he was recently kind of brought into the Hollywood fold, I guess. But like within the past decade. Well, actually, even 20 years.
Show called Barry.
Yep. Yes. Which he was excellent in.
Robbie Risk.
Yes.
And Robbie Risk played Michelangelo. As I said before, Robbie Risk was Cousin Oliver on The Brady Bunch and Martin in Grady. Risk is also known for voicing a lot of characters in television shows such as Stuffy, the overly proud Dragon, and Doc McStuffins. I'm like, no shit! That's him, dude. Wiz in Kid Video. He Star in Balto. Maroda In Final Fantasy X, Choji Akamichi in Naruto, and Michelangelo in 1990 film Ninja Turtles. Additionally, he and director Anthony C. Ferrant provided music for Sharknado in the theme song for the Sharknado franchise.
There we go.
So he's rich as fuck. He's living off those. Oh, no shit. So he was in Grady, which was a spinoff of Sanford & Son. It didn't last that long. So that's cool. And there you go.
I don't know why that made me.
Yeah, so other actors who were in this movie, James Sato, who played Oroku Saki. There was Toshiro Obata, who played Tatsu. Ninjas vanish! And Sam Rockwell as the head thug, and Skeet Ulrich and Scott Wolf appear as unnamed members of the Foot Clan.
Really? Skeet Ulrich?
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, so Splinter, do you guys know who voiced him?
No.
Kevin Clash, the voice of Elmo.
Elmo likes friends that come to visit.
Played Elmo for a while till he got caught
That's
up.
fantastic.
Yeah. So he was also.
I'll never look at Elmo.
I know, man. A 6-foot black dude that's playing a 3-foot red puppet. Who would have thought? And then on top of that, he was Baby Sinclair on the dinosaurs.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But just like now I'm thinking Elmo and then Baby Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Tatsu was played by one actor, but he was voiced by another actor. He was voiced by Michael McConaughey. So I guess because dude couldn't speak English, they were like, "Hey, we'll just dub his voice."
They dubbed his voice in
the movie.
The movie?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So the puppeteers were different people. I don't want to go through all of them, but Kino, who's in the sequel, Ernie Reyes Jr., was actually Donatello for the martial arts stunts in the first movie.
Oh.
Yep.
And he later on got his own movie. Wasn't it called Surf Ninjas?
Yeah,
Dude,
Surf
that the
Ninjas.
guy?
That movie was
yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? You know
I
what?
played the
loved
video
it.
game too, man. I was obsessed
There
with
was a
that.
video
Yeah.
game for that shit?
Oh fuck yeah.
What's funny about that is Surf Ninjas. Wasn't that
my
Leslie Nielsen as the villain?
Yep. Oh,
Yeah. So around that
Schneider.
time, do you guys remember around this time when ninjas was getting really popular? So three
Yeah,
ninjas
three
came
ninjas.
out. Rocky loves Emily. Rocky loves Emily. You fucking punks
little
out there don't
suburban
know what
white
that
boys.
is.
Wasn't that three? So it was three little suburban white.
Yeah,
kids.
with a
And
their
somehow
grandfather was
Japanese.
ancient. Their grandfather was the grocery store owner in fucking Trimmers.
Yep.
That's who their grandfather
Oh,
was.
shit.
And
John, you're like IMBD.
hey, dude, I
How do you
fucking
know
know that shit, dude. Because I just
Usually, I'm
remember when
really
he
good
got
at
the
that,
pepper
too.
shit through in his eyes, and he still beat the other martial arts guy who was like this prominent white dude. And I remember pretty much Three Ninjas was a combination of, I guess, what was it? Home Alone and
Yeah.
and Ninja Turtles, pretty much.
Yeah.
My whole thing was is that I seen that old dude doing all the flips and shit like that,
Yeah,
and I'm like, there's
yeah.
no fucking way.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
fucking way.
So I don't want to go into all. So there was somebody who did these instant suits. That was one person, and then the facial was somebody else. That was a different puppeteer. So it had to be broken down into two people, actually three. So somebody doing the face, somebody operating the body, and then someone doing the voice. All four actors who played in-suit turtles also appeared in cameos, with Damon Foreman, who was Leonardo as a gang member, Michael Sistine, Michelangelo as a pizza delivery man, Leif Tilden, Donatello as a messenger of the Foot Clan, and Josh Pais as a passenger in a taxi. Pais was the only actor to portray a turtle on screen and provide his voice. So, the legacy, following the huge success of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at the box office, several films were created. A year later, The Secret of the Ooze was released, and it was a commercial success in 1993, which led to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, which was released in theaters to a small box office take. After 14 years absent, a fourth TMNT was released in 2007. Though unlike the trilogy, this was a CGI animated film. 7 years later, a reboot, also titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was released in 2014. A sequel titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows was released in theater on June 2016. The image of the four heroes in the movie poster served as a continued screen of their game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. So the soundtrack is something that we need to talk about because the first soundtrack for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was Partners in Crime, which did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Power song at the end of the movie. For some reason, I thought that was Digital Underground, but boy, was I
really?
wrong. Yeah, so, and...
Well, you gotta remember that budget pretty relative. Well,
It was an independent
too
film.
small, but it was right. It was pretty small.
Yeah.
So the box office, check this out. So the budget was, let's see, 13.5 million.
Okay.
They raked in 202 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
It was one of Jim Henson's last movies.
yeah,
That
so
was his-
that's
It
something
was his last movie.
That's something we didn't talk about either. There's a picture with Henson and the 4 turtles. It'll make
I've
your
seen
heart
that.
fucking melt. Like, it's just so cool because Jim Henson in the Creature Shop created pretty much a world as well. I mean, they've done it with, well, they had the Muppets and then Fraggle Rocks and then, you know, Sesame Street, but to break off, let's not forget Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. So for them to do the Turtles the way they did, I mean, nothing beats fucking costume, dude. Like, CGI, it sucks. Nothing beat costumes.
CGI should always be used as like something to, in a sense, elevate it, but not
Yes.
be like the whole thing.
Yes.
I think.
What movie in recent memory has the best CGI?
In recent memory,
that helped.
Planet of the Apes is pretty goddamn
Planet of the
good.
Apes is pretty good, yeah. Planet of the Apes.
See, I've only seen one of those with James Franco.
You
That
gotta
was
see
the
the
first
other
one.
ones,
That
man.
was the one. So that's another trilogy. That was it a trilogy or was there 4 movies?
Well, okay, if you want to get,
trilogy.
because I watched all the new ones, but I was a huge fan of the ones in the '60s,
original?
the
Yeah.
originals, yeah. Which I think there were 5. If I'm not, I used to be able to name all of them because I had a VHS box set with all that stuff in there. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Well, like. Fuck, I was gonna say The Hobbit. Fuck that shit. That was terrible. But Lord of the Rings implemented CGI like the same way that they did with the turtles and everything. It was just a part of it. It helped the landscape rather than the characters.
I didn't like the fact that they changed it, and I know this is probably a petty complaint, but I didn't like I should say. I didn't like that they changed the dragon's body at the last minute because when in The Hobbit the dragon had 4 legs when it comes and attacks the dwarf kingdom. Then they changed it to a more snake-like dragon because of the way the actor was moving. They said that his movements, what is his name? I can't think of it right now.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. Yeah. He
Cumbersnatch.
Yeah, his movements made them want to change the body. So I said, okay, whatever.
Well, I was already pissed off. Like, okay, so we're on Turtles right now, but like even talking about this, and you'll see elements where the puppets, the animatronics, and everything did more for kids and for even adults. And then you go to the CGI ones where everyone's just like, no, fuck that shit. Like,
yeah, dude,
how did this get made?
100%, because so there's a couple scenes in the movie. I don't want to go over the full movie because if you're listening to this, you may have seen it already, but if you haven't, do yourself a favor and watch it. But there is a couple scenes in the movie that are very emotional that I did not get from this new series that came out. So the first one is when Ralph gets his ass kicked on the roof. Like, he's beating the shit out of the Foot Clan. He gets his ass kicked, get thrown through the roof. That's when they have him in the tub at the farmhouse.
Yeah.
So everybody's coming and looking over him, and that's kind of when you're getting a breakdown of each turtle character. Then when they heal up and they go and meditate, and Master Splinter appears in the flame, and he's talking to them, and he's talking about how you're my sons and you're stronger together. That was emotional.
Fuck yeah, it was.
I am proud of you, my sons. Tonight, you have learned the final and greatest truth of the ninja. That ultimate mastery comes not of the body, but of the mind. Together, there is nothing your 4 minds cannot accomplish. Help each other, draw on one another, and always remember the true force that binds you. The same as that which brought me here tonight. That which I gladly return with my final words. I love you all, my sons.
Dude, fucking Splinter in that movie, I love that fucking puppet. Like, that fucking Splinter was amazing. Like, when Shredder came and put his fucking gauntlet to his throat, dude, I was on the edge of my seat as a kid because I loved that fucking Splinter. Like, I was really emotionally attached to that Splinter.
It sound like you about to cry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Dude, when they kidnapped him, and fucking Raph comes in there, and he does that heavy breathing, and then they do the fucking spin around the room, the camera pan around the room, and Raph is like, damn! Or he said, I forget what he said. What did he say?
I think he said, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it goes all the way out the sewer, and that guy's walking the dog, and he's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So that was...
Who directed this film?
Oh, so the director was Steve Barron.
Did he direct all the 3 in this trilogy? All movies?
No.
He did. So he's an English film director. He's 64. So I don't know how old he was when he did that in 1990. But he also directed...
30 years ago, so 34.
Yeah, so, okay. So he did The Coneheads, The Adventures of Pinocchio.
Quick math.
Oh, yeah, it's all good. He did The Coneheads, Adventures of Pinocchio, which is the one with
That creepy one.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
That was so fucking creepy.
Yeah, and he also did
I missed that one.
He did a couple music videos. Billie Jean and Aha's Take on Me.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Look at that.
With the
So he's done some major stuff.
yeah. So he directed those two. He directed.
But he didn't do-
No shit.
He didn't do the other ones. Actually,
Okay.
there were different directors for each one of the films.
Yeah. He directed Superman, dude.
Oh, fuck.
Which one?
Oh no,
Superman
I'm
Returns?
sorry. No, he didn't. He was a cameraman, assistant cameraman on Superman, the one
Oh.
that came out in 1978, the very first one. Yeah. So
I still think Lion King has the best CGI. The new one.
you're fucking with me, right?
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I kind of let out that comment like a wet fart.
I watched. So
Yeah, now we're smelling it.
Disney is kind of relying way too much on CGI because I watched.
You think?
I watched Lady and the Tramp on Disney Plus, and I have a few notes. Like, although it's a good movie, the time frame in which the movie is shot, I'm like, what part of fucking America is this? Because Lady and the Tramp, okay, so it's a very diverse cast in, I want to say 19-something Louisiana.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what
was
I
just
thought.
like, ain't no goddamn way that this family is living in this prominent neighborhood like that. I said, I'm sorry. I would love to live in that world, but let's be real fucking realistic. That was not the fucking case.
I love John's notes on old Disney.
Yo, man.
Like his.
You want to impress me? Do a fucking live action version of Oliver and Company. Then you'll have me convinced. That was also done by Bashki. Bashki did that. He did the animation on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I gotta rewatch that then. Yeah.
Ralph Bashki, he did that. But you want to impress me? Do that. The only other movie that I thought that the CGI was really good on was Jungle Book. That was it.
Still haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
Jungle Book is good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, the CGI on that was done really well. I like
John Favreau.
John Favreau.
Damn, he
Like
did
John
that too,
Favreau, he did Lion King too, but I
he did.
feel like Jungle Book was put together a little bit better than Lion King. Like, I feel Lion King was more of a shot for shot.
What, did
And
Favreau do Lion King?
He directed
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
It-
They
but
got
it's
him
too-
doing everything.
Does that change your opinion about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I thought it was all
a night
shit
and day.
movies.
It's a night and day. It's a night and day performance, though, or night and day between the two.
Yeah.
Because in Lion King, though I liked it, don't get me wrong, I liked it. They skipped a lot of parts. Like, I wanted Scar. I wish, and I know they wanted to make it a black cast.
It was a long ass movie, though, John.
Yeah, it was, but I would have preferred Scar having the fucking Be Prepared song. I would have loved to have heard that entire song, dude. Like, Jeffrey Irons and Jim Cummings really sold that role. So, I mean, it's just, it was
But
different.
Beyonce, dude. Beyonce.
Yeah. Let's be cool, man, because the Beehive, dude, I'm telling you, don't fuck with the Beehive, man.
I love the
I'm
new
not.
cast.
I'm not. I love
but
Beyonce.
I felt like the heart in the new Lion King wasn't the same as the old. Like the heart was
Yeah,
missing.
yeah.
I think it's all these remakes that they're doing. To me, there's no heart.
So, anyway, let's get back to Turtles.
Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
So, this movie was a game changer for a lot of fans and for the Turtle franchise, because it really set the bar pretty high. I mean, there was a lot of ninjutsu involved in this, because there's a few scenes, the chuck off that we talked about last time, when the Foot Clan comes to April's apartment and then they set it on fire and they do the fight scene there, them training at the farm, Casey Jones being introduced by fighting Raph in New York City at night, which I showed you guys today, my Raph action figure.
Oh yeah.
I just remember the video.
I got that little dude sitting right here, dude. Oh my god.
Oh, look at Ralph in the tank.
I know, man.
You remember the video at the arcade game where you fight, I think, Bebop and Rocksteady in that burning gas? Oh man.
Yeah,
do you remember?
Complex?
Do you guys?
Love that
So
game.
I sent you the other day when I was at the store. They had the stand-up version of NBA Jams.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Dude, if Costco comes out with that Ninja Turtle
Turtles
game like that, I'm fucked. I'm buying it, dude. I have no place to put it. But I'll buy it.
I think now, just in general, like, the arcade game's awesome, but if they came out with a Ninja Turtle style game that's similar to the games that you see now, like even just like Assassin's Creed or Red Dead Redemption or something like that, I think it would be awesome. Being able to travel around New York, going into like sewers, fighting crime.
Oh yeah, kind of like a Gotham, kind of like a Arkham Knight.
Yes. Ninja Turtles.
So art style Arkham Knight. So because Ninja Turtles are on Injustice, the video game Injustice,
and they look fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
So if you get those turtles in an Arkham style New York, where they're going undercover, they're hiding in the shadows, and they're fighting the Foot. Fuck yeah, dude! I would definitely want to play that. They just re-released Battletoads. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
On what though?
Battletoads is, I don't know what platform it's on.
Would it be on the Switch?
Well,
I don't know. I have a Switch, dude.
I do too.
I've been playing. I'm a Pokemon fan, so
I'm an Xbox guy. Fuck you.
Xbox?
Huh? I got Xbox too.
man.
I play on there Overwatch and Kingdom Hearts.
Oh shit! I just play Red Dead Redemption all day long.
So yeah, let's go over to the next one.
Well, can I touch on a little bit on the Secret of the Ooze?
By all means.
Toka and Raza are like some of the main villains, along with Shredder is back. He survived getting crushed by a fucking, garbage truck.
Who would have thunk?
But they could not get Bebop and Rocksteady because you had mentioned it too, Jonathan, I think last episode or maybe the episode before that, where Toka and Razar were basically Bebop and Rocksteady. It was a snapping turtle and a dog turned like mutagen, like a wolf. And let's see, that was directed by Michael Pressman, and Todd W. Langen was one of the screenwriters. He also was a screenwriter for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then the producers, for the most part, Thomas Gray and Kim Dawson. Well, Kim Dawson and David Chan were on the first, all of the three, and then kind of went from there. But I remember this one so much with the beginning. Like, we all know that pizza sales went through the fucking roof during this time in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And obesity rates.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Diabetes.
If you have type 2 diabetes like I have, you're confronted with choices.
That's what Ninja Turtles are all about. Pepsi and pizza.
Diabetes.
But like, my whole thing was, so when I watch certain shows in movies, I look at the food, because on the inside, I'm a fat kid.
Yeah.
New York style pizza is, you can't get there's one place here that you can kind of get a New York slice, and it's Pizza Connection, but you have to get the whole fucking pizza, and then it's just like, it doesn't taste like a New York slice.
May I say something about that?
Please
in the 90s, and so in Detroit, back in the 90s, there was a CEO or a franchise owner who went by the name of LeVan Hawkins.
You remember him for hundreds of Burger King restaurants he owned. You should also remember him for all the Pizza Hut restaurants he owned. Let's not forget one of Detroit's hottest restaurants, Sweet Georgia Brown's. And now, he's back!
Detroit, LeVan Hawkins, back with a new concept. Crispy, crunchy, fried chicken.
And during his reign, he had a Pizza Hut that had New York style pizza and the P-Zone, not a P-Zone, the P-Zone.
It's crusty and lusty.
And for those who are listening, you know who the fuck LaVan Hawkins was. LaVan Hawkins was like a precursor to Kwame Kilpatrick. So they looked alike. They looked alike a little bit.
I remember him kind of looking like Rerun. Maybe I got.
You know what? Maybe I'm wrong, dude. I just remember a tall black dude. Like
he had a suit.
Yeah,
he was a big brother.
Yeah,
he loved to eat.
Yeah, I just remember LaVan Hawkins, dude. I just remember LaVan Hawkins just pushing Pizza Hut, and I was like, damn, dude, they got a black CEO. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like,
so in retrospect, he was probably a figurehead, right? Like that lady of that other chicken place that we know of. This is Pop. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's dead now. I'm sorry, LaVan. Oh, I didn't know.
Aaron, I was choked on his water.
I just looked that up, man.
Was it high cholesterol?
It's crusty and lusty.
So,
Jesus Christ. Oh,
he was 61 years old. I'm sorry. I was not trying to be impersonal.
Rest in power.
Yeah.
Well, just to talk on the second movie, with this, they saw the popularity of the first one. They didn't have as many, like, I guess, what's the word? Merchandising, like Star Wars did and everything. The second movie came out, all you saw were, like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys for the movies. Those were specific. I don't know if they were Playmates, but I remember collecting all of them. And then along with, like, going to Pizza Hut every fucking weekend. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Dude.
Remember the buffet when you just do all you can eat?
Oh, dude, I was a fat, like, no one believes me when I say, like, I was a fat kid. I fucking loved pizza. I still love pizza. Like, last weekend, I watched Ninja Turtles. I think I watched, like, a bunch of documentaries on it, but I watched the first movie, and I got so high, I ate 2 whole pizzas, large pizzas. By myself. It sounds like I'm about to cry, but I gotta.
He's choking
I'm so happy.
So there's LaVan. You can see why I said he reminds me of Kwame a little bit. He reminds me of Kwame a little bit. So this was in Crane's Detroit News. I've been out of pocket so fucking long. So anyway, he was a Chicago native. He opened Sweet Georgia Brown's restaurant in Detroit, sold his Pizza Hut franchise for $95 million. Controversial figure, served time in prison. Did not know that. So yeah.
Hey, he served his time.
Yeah. So he had a one-time he was a one-time fast food franchise mogul, restaurateur, and controversial figure. Hawkins launched an upscale southern restaurant in Greektown in 2002, Sweet Georgia Brown's, and sold a collection of Metro Detroit Pizza Hut locations in 2003 for more than $95 million. He was also known as a Detroit job provider and served an 18-month stint in prison. So I don't know why he did the prison stuff, but join us again on our food episode. Because we always do.
Can we do one of those?
Oh, yeah.
Like the
I would
best
love to
food
do
in movies.
Yeah.
Like
I think so. Yeah, definitely. So to get back on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole story is more or less they find I'm trying to remember actually, the mutagen. There's the doctor that's involved. That kind of
TCRI is the name of the mutagen, and Splinter had the canister, and he had been holding it the entire time, the broken canister. Mm-hmm. And Donnie was having like a crisis, like trying to figure out what their purpose was and why they were there.
Yeah.
And that's why him and the professor got along so well, because he could not understand, like he thought they were created for a reason, but it was just a mistake, you know, like,
it was by accident.
A canister got lost. So,
and then we jump on to, as they're battling Toka and Razar, I believe this is when we'll do like a little bit of a soundtrack part, but Vanilla Ice.
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go, 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 go.
Yes.
Comes in at his popularity, which did not last actually very long. I think it only lasted maybe a year.
Yeah, because right after that, he had that run-in with Suge Knight. And that's when,
allegedly.
Yeah.
Didn't he almost throw him out of a building?
Allegedly.
And one other thing I'd like to say, any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
God damn.
I believe
we just
it.
change the name of the podcast to Allegedly because we always bring up these controversial characters.
The story of my life, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Shit.
So allegedly, said rapper was hung over the balcony by an alleged mogul over a beat that allegedly sounded like another alleged beat. And
Oh, jeez.
That is our true story corner.
Well, allegedly, said mogul just basically made alleged rappers sign over the rights to a very popular song.
Allegedly.
That
Allegedly.
had nothing to do
I
with
don't want
him,
to piss
but-
off Suge Knight. Allegedly.
Oh, hell no. I
Allegedly.
don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I'm just
Turtles.
trying to make college payments. Dude.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So then we also get, after the whole scene where they're fighting and Ninja Rap comes
Yes,
on,
and-
which I'm sure was an original song by Vanilla Ice, and no one, no one copied him on that. And then we were introduced
Van
to...
Winkle?
Huh?
We have to think about
name
the
Van Winkle.
yeah, Rob Van Winkle.
Yeah, I think so.
So think about the concept here. The Turtles are in the arena fighting Token and Raza. Well, it's not an arena; it's a construction site, I think.
It's not it's like an abandoned warehouse where they're having like a club, but
Yeah,
then there's
so-
a dock outside.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So let's just put ourselves in the producers and writers' mindset.
It turned into like a boathouse.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they
it
end
was-
up fighting. They get knocked through the wall. They end up fighting where the two ponytailed managers are arguing over calling the police or not calling the police. And on top of that, you got to keep in mind that Vanilla Ice is performing, and he sees all this, and he's hit with the bug,
Like a trooper.
like a
trooper.
trooper. He stops and he's like, "Yo, we can come up with a rap for this." Have you ever seen the turtle get down? Ninja, rap. Like, I wonder.
Totally freestyle
Yeah,
on the spot.
on the spot. Like,
Have you ever heard
the
that man
greatest-
talk? I'm surprised he can even like either put like any type of sentence together
the
the way that
greatest
he
cipher
talks.
of all time. Yo, so
You leave my man alone.
did you? He does construction too, right?
Best
Doesn't he
rapper
have like
ever.
a construction company?
Well,
or
right
something?
now, I don't know
Yeah.
if he does anymore. I know he redoes houses, I think.
Yeah, because he was on
GTV.
GTV or something. HGTV. I remember that. That was like his big thing, and now he does a rock version of Ice Ice Baby, like a heavy metal version of it.
Okay, that was pretty good. Well, like when I was in the rap rock phase for a little bit, listening to Corn. Yep, that was me. Didn't
Oh, I
shower and had like.
This was at the early 2000s.
Yep, you will never see a fucking picture of that. No one will.
I'm sure we can unearth something.
You know who else does heavy metal that I didn't know about? Ice-T. Ice-T
Oh,
does
yeah.
Oh,
heavy
hell
metal.
yeah.
For a long time.
Dude, like,
For a long
it's
time.
good. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yes,
It
it
is good, dude. Like, Ice-T, wow. Like, that
Cop
guy
killer.
still has
The
it.
name of the band is Body Count.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my shit, man.
Yeah, man, that dude is fucking awesome. But
Talented.
But-
you know? But not like Vanilla Ice.
no. So back to Ice. So he came up with this on the spot. And then, let's keep in mind, guys, that on stage, the key to knocking Shredder out of the clubhouse was a keytar, a full blast. Remember that? Like,
Yeah.
they turn up the volume and they use the keytar.
Holy shit! I
Because
forgot.
Shredder has that
11.
girl. Because Shredder has that girl that was with the hype boy. Like, the hype boy was like, "I love this club," and he had that girl with him. And he's like,
That
"Look
would've
at
been
those
me.
costumes! I love this club." And he's like, he's dancing like, dude, the '90s you could wear shit.
That would have been me at the club.
So
Hell yeah.
so they're there dancing, and then the turtles go up on stage, and she turns into an instant groupie and follows the turtles up on stage, where she gets kidnapped by Shredder, and that's when Kino comes in. He knocks the stuff out of the ooze out of his hands. Shredder gets knocked out, and Shredder gets boom hit out, and then they're like, "Hey, Cowabunga." And then it ends with the pier coming, and we're introduced to Super Shredder, who is played by
Well, I have
Kevin
no-
Nash.
Kevin Nash?
Oh, really?
Oh, it
Yep.
is Kevin Nash?
Kevin Nash.
That was right out of my ass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shredder, you're gonna kill us all. So be it.
That's pretty good. What ages were we when this came out? Like 6 or 7?
It came out in 1991 is
Yeah.
when it came out. So we might have been
Well,
in
the
like.
first one 90.
Yeah.
So I was sick. We were sick.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? I really liked Every April. except for Megan Fox. Like, I liked all the Aprils. Like, Paige Tarico, I liked her. I liked her because she seemed a little more spicy. You know, like, she was a little more, like, Judith Hogue was cute, but Paige Tarico seemed a little more like naughty girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, that's just how I felt when I saw her. She was just
even as a kid, you felt that.
Oh, 100%, dude. Like, when I saw her, I was like, why is she not in the jumpsuit? Like, I would have loved to see her in the jumpsuit. Yeah. It would have been nice. It would have been nice, dude. There's a porn star called April O'Neil, and she wears the jumpsuit. And
damn. And she gets fucked by turtles?
Oh, no. See, I just know that because I remember, I just know that. I just so happen to know that because I looked up. When you look it up, April O'Neil, they're like, are you looking for the turtle character or the porn star? And I was like, well, let me go down this rabbit hole.
Damn, Google.
And she goes to the Comic-Cons in the outfit, and she has the microphone and the turtle backpack.
Oh, the real act, not the porn act.
Yeah.
So, to keep moving forward, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time. This was also, the plot revolves around the sacred sands of time. I remember the villain being some fucking white, traveler, almost like a Magellan.
Yeah, like he was
colonizer.
Pretty much a colonizer who had a bird, and it was one of those things where not the emperor, but he wasn't an emperor. Was he an emperor? No, he couldn't have been an emperor.
I don't think he was an emperor. I think he was just maybe a part of some, almost like not a Mongol, but like dynasty. He was a part of some family dynasty. It made it seem like he was an emperor.
So because I remember Leonardo cut his top knot off.
Yeah,
that's the funny part that I remember. Also, that was the part when the first time in the turtle movies where you saw the turtles stick their heads in their shells because they get cannonballs get ready to launch at them, and the turtles duck their heads in their shells, and they're like, you miss me, and the guy's like, very clever, very clever.
Okay, let me take 50 minutes to reload this.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Frank Welker was Toka and Raza. I didn't know that. So.
Oh, really? Oh, so with the Turtles in Time, the device that basically takes them back in time, which is like a lantern, I guess. I used to, when I was a kid, maybe it was just me being autistic or whatever, I grabbed, a tiki torch? Thinking that that's what it was. And I would get so excited, so I had my mom buy a tiki torch. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Aaron.
And I'm like, what? I'm a ninja turtle.
No.
That's exactly how
He
it
was
sounded.
a lord.
I'm
sorry, guys. He was a lord.
He was a lord. Okay.
Lord Norinaga. That was his name.
How could you forget that?
I hold myself accountable.
So
for
the one thing that I did not like about this movie, because it's not my favorite, but so when the colonizer gets hit off or whatever, the ring, and he just falls, you can see him falling. You can see that it's a green screen. He just disappears into the water.
Oh, dude.
And I'm just like, oh, come on.
That's back when I was, and you know what, man? I was so engulfed in that movie because I was just like, wow, that was amazing. You know, when you
that was your favorite Turtles movie up to that
No. I was just saying I was engulfed in it because that was the movie in which April went back in time first. She ends up getting locked up.
Yep.
The Turtles go back in time and they save her. April was wearing men's clothing and then she ripped it into a skirt. So
you like that.
Yeah,
and then the guy Casey Jones that
Casey
played
Jones
Casey
didn't go back in time. It was his ancestor, Witch.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and he kind of sold her out at some point or something like that. I forgot, but I just remember it was a lot of kite flying in that movie because they were trying to do a lot of things that turtles wouldn't normally do. Like they were trying, because they thought that they were kappas, which are
demons.
Demons. And if you don't know what a kappa is, a kappa looks like a turtle, but his head is concave. And the way you trick a kappa is by getting them to bend over and get the water to fall out of their head. So,
okay.
Yeah,
Thought that was gonna go a different way.
No.
Hey now, whoa.
You can join me for that type of conversation on Demonology After 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say after school special.
After school
nights.
special nights. Oh man. So anyway.
But yeah, that's for the most part. The films did pretty good. I know the third one didn't do as well as the first two.
No,
but,
that was 54 million, dude. That was it.
And we were talking, that's kind of where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of faded out for a little bit, but then, there were still video games.
Years.
Yeah, and then you had the reboot TMNT it wasn't 2007, the CGI movie with Alec Baldwin and
everybody was doing something different. So the Turtles were kind of not united. Mikey, I remember him because Mikey was doing Cowabunga Carl, which was he was pretending to be a birthday performer by wearing a fake turtle head, and that's how he would make money for his family. He would go and do Cowabunga Carl at these parties, and I laughed so hard because him pretending to be that reminded me of that black dude who came to my birthday party dressed up as a Ninja Turtle. So I was like, yo, that reminds me of that dude. So big, huge
the guy
head.
that was driving a Volkswagen?
Yeah. He was like, I drove here in my pizza wagon. I was like, come on, man. Come on, dude. I went out there looking for it and I couldn't find it. I was like, man, I don't see it.
What, you talking about that neon over there?
Yeah, I'm like, what the Hugo? You got that fucking Hugo over there? So... Yeah, man. So
but see, you guys got lucky with that, man. I think it wasn't for my birthday, but we went to some movie store and they had Batman was gonna be there, and it was literally some fucking 45-year-old drunk. You could smell the fucking schnapps on his breath, and his stomach sticking out. And I'm like, Mom, that's not fucking Batman.
Well, you try being Batman all day.
Yo, there's a meme out there where there's this is what Batman would really look like, and it's some heavy dude wearing the Batman costume, and I mean, he
gets off the couch. Dark Knight Rises again.
I watched the little animated series that was in between Batman Begins and Dark Knight. It was like a trilogy.
Beyond Batman.
And there's that each one is a take on what Batman was going through before Dark Knight happened. And there's one where the kids were talking and they're like, I think the title was You're Not Gonna Believe This. And each kid is talking about what they saw when they saw Batman. One person saw a real Batman, like a bat creature. Another kid said he saw a bat robot. They're all talking about how they saw it.
I remember which one you're talking about. It's all their different perceptions of what they saw when he came to either help them.
And then when he shows up, he's this average-looking guy. He can fight really good, but he's not really muscular or doesn't have any definition. He's just an average guy, and he beats up the villain and he leaves, and he's like, thanks, kid, and he leaves. I like that little interpretation of that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So since we basically went over the movies that we wanted to, just to touch on the CGI ones, they sucked. The problem, there were tons of problems with the production, or at least what they said. The actors thought that their voices were going to be showcased. Some of them they were promised certain things, and they were overworked. The guy that played Raphael is the stop motion and also did the voice. Yeah. There is, I forgot what company it is that did the interview, but he talks about how he fucking, he doesn't like Michael Bay. There were so many issues with this shoot. The guy that originally played Leo was supposed to do the voice, and then they changed his voice to Johnny Knoxville, but then he ended up doing the voice in the second one, and they were all over the place. And then you have Megan Fox as April O'Neil, and for some reason they did kind of base it off of the cartoons a little bit, which I thought was cool at first, and then I actually saw the fucking movie, and then the whitewashing of Shredder, and they changed that pretty quick when fans found out about it.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot, because on the website, when they were talking about, I think it was comicbookcbr.com, when they were talking about this is the direction they were going to go, the turtles were coming from a turtle planet. People got up in arms, every fat nerd that was in the basement was like, this is unacceptable.
I've invested
and I was one of them. I was
one
of them. I was like, inconceivable.
Sacrilege.
Yes, sacrilege. So how they were going to do it, the development, because Nickelodeon bought it. I stand by my comment. Nickelodeon should not have bought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because they're under Paramount too, I think. And I think it was not a good fit. Like, Nickelodeon is not the people who should have owned the Turtle licensing because they don't know how to handle a product like that. Anyway.
So, hey, real quick, I wanted to let you know about this. You know they're remaking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like movies. There's supposedly, on February 5th, 2019, Variety revealed that Nickelodeon is developing a film adaptation of the 2018 TV series Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is set to release on Netflix. The other one, there is one that is supposedly being done by, oh God, what's his name? When I laugh, it sounds like it's Seth Rogen. And a lot of people tell me that. But his production company is supposed to be doing possibly CG animated or something like that. Let me see here. On June 30th, 2020, it's reported that the reboot will be CG animated film with Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg producing their Point Grey Pictures production company. It will be the second animated film in the franchise following 2007 TMNT. The film will be directed by Connected co-director Jeff Lowe with a script by Neighbors screenwriter Brendan O'Ryan. Nickelodeon president Brian Robbins has described the project as a next-level reinvention of the property. Then there is also, I think, the one that I just talked about. Let me see here. On June 20th, 2018, reported that Paramount Pictures will once again reboot the series with Bay... Oh, fuck that.
No, dude. You lost me at Bay, man.
Yeah.
You lost me at Bay. As soon as you said Bay, I zoomed. I fucking.
Well, that's been 2 years, and we haven't heard a fucking thing. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
So let's talk about this production for 2014 for a minute.
Okay.
So in early March 2012, Bay revealed at Nickelodeon's 2012 Upfront presentation that the film would simply be called Ninja Turtles and that the Turtles would be from an alien race. News of Bay's creative change was met with criticism from within the fan community. So then, in response to the announcement, actor Robbie Rist, who voiced Michelangelo in the first 3 films, wrote to Bay accusing him of sodomizing the franchise. Rist later remarked
so you
that
just
he could have
fucked
been
it in the ass.
Wow.
He said Rist later remarked he could have been out of line since Bay makes more money than he does. In response to the feedback, Bay issued a statement asking fans to calm down since the script had not been revealed. His team was working closely with creators and would include all elements that made them fans to begin with. So then slowly, Bay probably went around and slobbed these people. I was like, hey, can you come out and tell them it's going to be good? So Tochi, who voiced Leonardo, came out in support, and Judith Hogue came out in support.
If you got to do all that, then your film is probably...
Yeah. Peter Laird expressed his thoughts on the changes, asking fans to take Bay's advice and wait until more of Bay's plans is made available.
And then Laird was just like, fuck this movie.
Yeah, Laird was like, look, just give me my money so I can go buy some more macaroni. Just leave me the fuck alone. Yeah. Eastman stated that he had been invited behind the scenes in the film and concluded that he was officially on board with the project, and that although he couldn't say much, he believed it would be awesome. Corey Feldman, who voiced Donatello in the first and third film, voiced his support of the film, saying he loves Bay's remake and he is eager to reprise his role.
He just wants to get work. That's what it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
He just wants work.
So
that last sentence.
Yeah.
Turtles will be rendered by, it says he did distress on the ooze itself and its background in the original comic, reminding that the ooze was the product of alien technology. In regards to how the Turtles would be rendered, Liebsman would not say exactly that the visual direction would be taken, but he did stated that he enjoyed Weta's Digital, who did Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Weta is owned by... Who owns that?
I do.
Peter Jackson and Richard Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah, so anyway, they came out with this movie, and it fucking sucks.
There we go.
Is that the synopsis?
Oh, yes.
It came out.
There's really nothing else to say about it.
Let me tell you what Michael Bay did. Michael Bay destroyed... I don't want to say the word I want to say because it's...
Destroyed your childhood?
No, I was going to say something else, but I don't want to be insensitive. But he really just massacred people's childhood because it makes money. Same thing with Transformers. Like, Transformers, the first one that came out, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, the direction they're going. But let us go to Transformers 2, and then they had the mud flap and skid, those two fucking shucking and jiving fucking Transformers. And I was just like, man, this movie can suck my dick. Fuck this.
Enough, lay out! This thing's gonna give me a heart attack, I swear. You guys forced me into that car, right? So...
Hey, Mudflap, What are we gonna do with this shrimp taco?
His ass throw him in the truck and then nobody gonna know nothing, not me.
Yeah, not in my trunk.
Bumper car?
Bumper car.
Check it out. I'm hearing you, okay? I'm right here and I can hear you. No one's popping any caps in any asses, okay? I've had a hell of a day.
Why don't you get a haircut with your bitch ass?
That was the sensitive.
Dude, it made me, but you have to see the dude. How the fuck do you have two blackface fucking Transformers? How the fuck?
I didn't see that.
Like,
I didn't see that.
It's pretty bad.
But I heard about
it's pretty fucking bad.
Mudflaps and Skips are speaking in quote unquote jive, and one of them has a gold fucking tooth. And I was just like, get the fuck out of here! Like this is a kids
Mafia.
movie. Yeah, like dude, it blew me away. It blew me away. I was so offended.
I brought it up too, like one of the reasons, like Michael Bay, I don't know what the fuck he had in his head, but Bruckheimer was the one that kind of wheeled him in, I think, when they did work together, because all of his 90 films were, you know, like you have Bad Boys, he was part of that, like all these other movies, Armageddon, what else, even Pearl Harbor.
G.I. Jane? Was that one?
I don't know. Bruckheimer, maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, he just like, I don't know, he is worse for every fucking franchise ever. The first Transformers was okay, but everything else Michael Bay touches after that fact, I think he was hoping to get more viewers, like get new viewers, new kids in it, and I think our generation is attached to the Turtles more so than any other generation will be.
Absolutely.
Because
of the organic way it came
exactly.
about.
Yes, the best review I just read for this movie. Kyle Smith of the New York Post gave the film 1 out of 4 stars, saying the comedy action mashup is as weird as if The Dark Knight took a break from belting the Joker to plug Pizza Hut and bang out hip-hop beats on his nunchucks. Yeah, dude, because it was just unnecessary. It was a lot of stuff that was unnecessary for that movie. Like, the movies Bay makes, and he has stated it before, is for 13-year-old boys. He doesn't make it for the fans. He makes it for these kids who are just becoming fans.
Yep.
Like, oh, let's go see Ninja Turtles. Parents are like, oh, nostalgia. And then they go in there and they're like, oh, my nostalgia just got bent over and fucked in the ass. What the fuck? So that's what it is, dude. Like, so yeah, man, it just sucks, dude. Like, I really hated it. I feel like the direction he went was unnecessary. They really wanted to make humanoid turtles rather than just turtles that were, you know, fucking turtles that grew into a certain size. Like, I really feel that was unnecessary, what they did. And then the fact that they're tied to April because they used to be her pets. I'm like, are you serious, Clark?
Yeah.
Like, that
Dumb as
defeats the
shit.
purpose. That defeats the purpose. Like, why? You know?
I was going to say, like, well, I'll let you finish your thought, but like after we speak about it, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say that accolades that it got at the 35th Golden Raspberry Awards. Worst picture, remake, ripoff or sequel, worst director, worst screenplay, worst supporting actress. And Megan Fox won that one. So I think that's rightly deserved.
Oh, congratulations.
2015 Kids' Choice Awards. Will Arnett was nominated as a favorite movie actor, which I thought for him to play Vern, which is like her cameraman. Like, if you remember from the cartoon series, Vern was like this foppish, like, guy. He had black hair. He wore a pink shirt.
Yep.
Like in the cartoon series, like Vern was always running. So Vern was like her crush in this movie. I just felt like that was unnecessary. Like, they added way too much shit to this, and fuck that movie. Like, only thing I liked about that franchise, dude, was the sequel. The sequel, when they came out with, I can't even control my body, man. Like, I'm so goddamn mad that movie came out. Like, the only thing
what I was gonna say is, let's focus on the positive, not of that movie.
Rocksteady, the end.
No, I wasn't even gonna say that. Nothing is positive about that movie.
Well, out of all the movies, which movie was you guys' favorite?
Okay,
out of the originals and the CG.
Yeah, out of all of them.
Number one.
Yeah, I was gonna
me
say for me, I remember being in the theater and seeing the trailer and flipping the fuck out.
Yes.
I think to the point where, like, I actually swore my dad, like, backhanded me a little bit, like in the back of the head, not like open fist slap in the face. And I was just so stoked on it. And then also just like, so why I said like, let's think of the positive, not those fucking Bay movies, but going back like as kids, it was a part of our culture. It was a part of who we were. We chose which Ninja Turtle we were. Like we spoke about that earlier.
Yes.
We collected the comic books. We got the toys and everything. Yeah. And even if like we didn't get a ton of stuff, but I remember the night we went to Target, my mom knew they were coming out, and she took us there to each get which one we wanted.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, awesome, I want Michelangelo, and my brother was like, I want Raphael, and because it was a way for us to, kind of like play together and whatnot. Yeah. And we were obsessed for the longest time, and right around like, those movies are going to stay with me for the rest of my life, and I hope to introduce and that my kids will enjoy them, because they actually, holy shit, every time I show them like something CG related, like anything like that, they enjoy the puppets and the live action stuff more than they do the CGI.
Isn't it funny how they can just tell? They don't know why.
Yeah.
They can't probably vocally explain it to you, but they can tell when something's real and when something's not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I would say, Jonathan, what was your favorite?
My favorite is, I'm sorry, I was reading, because I wanted to read a little more about Bay before I...
Oh, no, I was going to say, man.
Oh, get off.
Yeah.
Listen to you little punk ass. I mean, what you ever done for us except ding my
I
rib?
say that. Because I do.
John just got a choir of boos.
Yeah, like,
just boo.
dude, like, oh, dude, like, I'm ready to spontaneously combust. But anyway, number one was my favorite. The reason why I like number one is because I told you guys before, when the movie came out, I was a fan. I had already had all the toys. I was super excited for this movie. And like I said, there was parts in it that were emotional without being sappy.
There was a lot of heart.
It was a lot of heart in it. Like the teens, at the end of the movie, when the Foot Clan is somewhat defeated and the teens come out of the warehouse or the sewer or wherever the hell they come from, the teens go back to their parents. Because there's another side story. Danny, who is the son of April O'Neil's boss, joins the Foot, and Danny ends up speaking with Splinter. Splinter educates Danny, and Danny goes back to his dad, and his dad hugs him. And like it was a lot of underlying stuff going on at that time, and that movie was good, man. And it was good romance in there, like the will they won't they with Casey Jones and April. Like they make out at the end, and the turtle like, let's go KC, like it was like that's it. And when they finally do and they're coming up with their catchphrase, and Splinter is like, I've always liked Cowabunga. And then they do the Cowabunga, and it ends and
freeze frame.
Yeah, freeze frame. Like, yo, man, you can't beat that.
What's so funny about it? I forget that movie came out in 1990. It always felt like an 80s film.
Yes,
maybe that's another reason why I can kind of look back at it.
And it didn't shy away from it.
Nostalgically.
And it didn't shy.
No,
it didn't shy away from that because it showed a lot of robberies. People. I have a theory about New York because I was like, New York should be in the fictional sense, New York should be the safest fucking city in any comic because all superheroes are stationed in New York.
Oh,
the Turtles are in the sewers. Fantastic Four is in New York. X-Men are in upstate New York. Fucking Ghostbusters are in New York. I said it. They have everything fucking covered.
Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil and Hell's Kitchen. I was like, it's no goddamn way New York should be that.
That's where that hero theory that comes into question. Yeah. Do the heroes bring the villains, or the villains bring the heroes?
That's a good point, and I think what it is like it goes to Batman Begins. Batman starts fighting crime. People are like, okay, that ending was perfect. Not showing the Joker and just showing a playing card.
The card.
Hell yeah.
And Gordon is like, you got another villain who's into theatrics just like you. And they show the card, and he's like, I'm going to go check it out. Like, I thought that was a great ending, man.
It was like the birth of supervillains.
Yes.
Petty crime was gone, now they're supervillains.
Like, we can talk about Batman another time, but fuck, man, like, rest in peace to Heath Ledger, but his introduction in that movie just gave me fucking chills, man. Like, that guy was, you know, and though he played a villain, we talked this weekend about Chadwick Boseman, about actors who encompass the role that just changes things. Like, Heath Ledger should also be mentioned in that, because his interpretation just blew me away. And the theory behind who he really was really engulfed me, because there's a theory that he was an Iraqi war vet. That's what made him so...
The Joker?
Yeah. There's a theory that he was an Iraqi war vet, and that when he mentions, you know, when I say a Humvee of soldiers are going to blow up, nobody panics. But if you say one little mayor is going to be killed, then everybody loses their mind. The theory is that he was an Iraqi war vet. That's how come he was able to take that ass kicking that Batman gave him in the interrogation. But anyway, I just thought, like you said, I believe what you said. You bring a hero, the villains are going to come because somebody's going to want to try it. Can I take this guy down? Like, remember Blank Man? When he started coming up and then that guy came and killed their aunt or grandmother? Like, it took Blank Man to bring that other dude out.
Or like Orgasmo.
Oh my God, that 1999.
Yeah, where he shoots him in the dick so many times, and then he ends up becoming what's the villain's name? I can't remember. Ballbuster or something, or like
that was
Neutered Man.
South Park creator.
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, I love that film.
So I do, but that's a good theory, dude. Like, I think the hero is what brings the villains out. But
absolutely,
for the Turtles, Shredder was already established, or Oroku Saki was already established, because, you know, another thing that brings villains out is a tragic backstory. Tragedy tends to breed hate. Like Darth Vader, for instance, you know, the loss of his mother and many other little things, even though Hayden Christensen fucked that role up.
And the best thing about all of this shit is you guys still collect the toys, man. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, that's when we talk about nostalgia, that is not just, oh yeah, I remember I used to watch that show.
It's visual.
Nah, man, we're still living.
Yeah, it's visual, it's auditory, it's physical too. Like,
it matters, because for me and for many fans and for you guys as well, it gives you some. I can look at, like, I'm in my office now and I have all that stuff. You guys seen it. For me, I can look at my stuff and be like, wow, you know, I remember this and this happening. Like, it takes you back, like, on a mini fucking trip. Like, yo, I remember playing with this or seeing this scene of the movie. You know, it's crazy. My son had his friend over, and he came in here and he was looking at this stuff, and he had no idea other than Ninja Turtles what it was. But I have some NECA Gremlins. NECA made Gremlins, the action figures. And he looked up there and he didn't know what a gremlin was. He was like, wow. He said, I didn't know that Yoda came in all those different shapes. And I
really?
just died laughing, dude. Like, he thought those gremlins were Yodas, and I was like, yo, man, those are gremlins. Do yourself a favor and watch a movie, you know? Like, it's
John
terrify this kid.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Gremlins came out. Now, that's another question, you know, like, and we can say this for another episode, but is Gremlins a Christmas movie or not?
Yeah.
Like Die Hard.
Was that set in Christmas? I don't remember.
Yeah. Gremlins
yeah.
took place during,
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
Because when people
that.
ask me about Die Hard, I'm like, no, it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gremlins.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's not a
I
Christmas
loved it.
movie.
Gremlins took place during
Sure it is.
Christmas.
Maybe
because Phoebe Cates talks about her father getting trapped in the chimney, and that's how she knew Santa wasn't real. Then they poked fun of it in the second Gremlins because she was about to tell another story, and they're like, hey, we don't have time for this. Like, that's the one that Key and Peele was like, you know, what if we had, like,
a spider gremlin?
A spider gremlin, and he's like, put it in the film.
Yeah, put it in the
film. Like, what if we had a gremlin that, he's like, just get the creative juices flowing. He's like, what if we had a smart gremlin? Are you talking about a smart gremlin that speaks all nice like and has on glasses? put it in the film. And the original producer is like, no, like, stop.
Stop talking. Stop saying it.
And it all gets added in the film, dude. Like, it's so crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Shit.
but for right now, that's basically it for the Ninja Turtles. One of our...
So we all agreed the first one was the
The
best.
first one is the best one. You don't mess. That's kind of like, would you say the Karate Kid? That the first one will always be the best.
Right.
There's no coming back and make. Same thing like with Terminator. Like, the first one will be the best. Well, no, Judgment Day will probably be the best
Part
one.
2.
Judgment Day would probably be the best one, man.
Yeah, part 2 was great.
They waited too long to bring Linda Hamilton back. They should have brought her back much sooner.
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah.
Was that good?
Not really, man. I stopped watching. James Cameron is like another guy that I'm like, yo, man, I know you found
Avatar? You didn't love Avatar?
Avatar was good. We won't see another one for another 40 years. Like, it's taking them forever.
Yeah, no one cares anymore. That's the thing.
Yeah, you know what, man? I don't like when they do that. Like, for instance, when Sin City came out in 2005, and I know a lot of people hasn't seen Sin City. Frank Miller's Sin City, do yourself a favor and watch it. The comic book series or graphic novel is really good. It's really hard-boiled. It's one of those things that takes you off the beaten path. I really liked it. Sin City, when the movie came out, I had no idea about the comic. The way that movie was shot was fantastic. They didn't turn a comic book into a movie. They turned a movie into a comic book. The paneling, the silhouettes, I really enjoyed it. Fast forward 10 years, they come out with a Dame to Kill For. Nobody gave a fuck at that point.
Yeah,
like,
no one cared.
It didn't do good at all. Like,
That's
I was
why
just like, I liked it, but I was like, why did they wait so fucking long?
Avatar will not do well. No one gives a shit.
Good.
Yeah.
I hated the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
You didn't like it?
I almost fell asleep.
It was
I
dumb
never
as
fall
shit.
asleep on movies.
Y'all didn't like it?
It's Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves, Ferngully, the Smurfs.
Ferngully, yes, dude. Like, best thing about Ferngully was Robin Williams and Tim Curry.
Yes.
That was it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
We were awesome! Bodacious! Good shit! Gnarly! Radical! Yeah! Totally toothless, dude! Wicked! Delicious! Mega!
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Huh?
I made a funny.
Hey guys, it's Aaron. You think you could do me a big fave? Wherever you're listening to this right now, rate and subscribe. Find new episodes where you listen to podcasts and look for us on all the social media sites and Gmail at Afterschoolspecialpodcasts at Gmail, Afterschoolspecialpodcasts at Instagram and Facebook, and AfterschoolSPE3 on Twitter.
Oh, he's dead now. I'm sorry, Levan. Oh, I didn't know.
Aaron, I was choked on
Hey,
water.
I just looked that up, man.
Was it high cholesterol?
It's crusty and lusty.